Nokip Kamboy, KTN News.
Still in business, National Treasury CS Njuguna Ndung'u says the government's interventions within the petroleum sector are meant to stabilize the energy sector. Speaking during the release of the quarterly petroleum sector report by the Petroleum Institute of East Africa, Professor Ndung'u says the measures which include the G2G fuel import agreement and the elimination of the fuel subsidy will result in market and price stability in the long run. According to the report by PIEA, consumption of both diesel and super petrol has been on the decline due to high fuel prices. Nyakundi Kelvin has this and more stories in our business roundup.
Petroleum industry Q1 highlights by the Petroleum Industry of East Africa have revealed an increase in consumption by 1%. The main specific product drivers of this increase are aviation fuel at 5% growth, which can be directly attributed to an increase in air travel locally and is a good indicator of improved performance in the tourism sector. The consumption of diesel and super petrol, however, declined by 2% and 1% respectively due to higher fuel prices. Treasury CS Professor Njuguna Ndung'u, however, defended the government's move to eliminate the fuel subsidy alongside the move to import fuel through a government-to-government agreement, indicating that the subsidy had built up pending bills that had made it difficult for marketers to continue their operations.
When you subsidize consumption, you cannot manage, isn't it? It's a bottomless pit. But if you subsidize inputs, then you know that there will always be production at the end of the input cycle, isn't it? But there is no production at the end of consumption cycle.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Tourism says it has mapped new tourism destinations as it seeks to diversify away from traditional parks and beach destinations. The destinations are set to be marked as regional circuits for both domestic and foreign tourists.
We are now projecting, looking at all the other attractions, which will include but not limited to agro-tourism, sports tourism, gastronomy, cultural tourism, just to mention a few, and medical tourism. So we have already done the mapping, we have identified, and the second level is developing the products, which we cannot do alone. We are doing in partnership with all the other state departments, where we require roads, we require electricity, we require water, maybe we require a museum.
The ministry will also be seeking to tap into local artists and musicians to act as brand ambassadors and influencers to market the destinations. Nyakundi Kelvin, KTN News.
In sports, Commonwealth Junior team ready for Trinidad and Tobago. This